Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News for June 13th, 2016. The Attleboro Police Department has been working to address the rise in opioid use within the city. To find out how, we spoke with Attleboro Police Chief Kyle Heagney.
When we first detected a heroin swing up in Attleboro, the increase of the overdoses, and the detectives were hearing on the streets about the sales and the increased want, if you will, for heroin, it was alarming. And kind of did happen overnight, because the opiate addiction to the pharmaceuticals, people found out that it's very expensive. When the perks and the Vikes, the pills that are going over $100 a pill, I mean, that's very, very costly. So when someone tells them, oh, why are you popping pills, the Vikes, the perks, why don't you just, heroin's 10 bucks a bag, 20 bucks a bag these days, you know, and all you have to do is snort it, you don't have to shoot it, you know, you're not a junkie. If you snort it, you know, only junkies shoot. It's a slippery slope, and that's what happens. They go to the cheaper means to get the high, but the psychological and physiological addiction to heroin is, I like to say, the big green monster. And people who start on the heroin are always chasing that high, always trying to beat the last high, and unfortunately, it affect numerous lives, families, and many people have died. So when we saw this happen, my philosophy of policing is I always ask why. You know, you can't respond to something, or you can't address an issue until you know why. And I looked at it and I said, well, I can have the problem-oriented policing team, right, start with a prevention method, right? So in the police department, we have 3 units: the problem-oriented policing, which is a lot about prevention; the uniform patrol, which is about present tense responding to the emergencies; and the detectives that do the Lenten follow-up. So they're doing investigations, following up, solving crimes, if you will. So each part of the policing philosophy in the Attleboro Police Department is prevention, responding, and then the follow-up investigative part. So problem-oriented policing team is tasked with going out proactively and meeting with all known heroin addicts. And unfortunately, a lot of the times we come across the heroin addicts or find out about the heroin addicts is when they overdose. So every single overdose in Attleboro, the problem-oriented policing team, within 24 to 48 hours, goes, sits down with them, explain that it's not a law enforcement meeting. We're here to help you. And we've actually driven people to the counseling, to in-bed treatment facilities. We actually track down beds for people. So we're actively, proactively engaging into the prevention addiction part of it to get them to be better citizens, to kick this ugly habit. It's also really rewarding for the individual officers. They actually create a bond once they can break down that wall. We're not going to arrest our way out of this problem. So when they go and they meet, they sit down and they explain, and it may take a 1 visit, it may take 2, it may take 3, but we don't give up. So, and we've been successful, and we've actually had an incident recently where we were able to bring a person into counseling, and he was clean for over a year. He had a relapse. He unfortunately died from the overdose, and the family was overwhelming with their support for the program, for the problem-oriented policing officers, and they actually invited the police officers to the wake and funeral, because they thanked them for actually giving their son another year of life where they could have him heroin-free, the way they knew him, the way he was, not the way he was when he was on heroin. I would seek absolute treatment right away, and if they don't know where to obtain the resources from, their family practitioner certainly knows. The problem-oriented police department has a list of services that we can give them, and it's all confidential.
That's it for today's update. For DoubleACS News, I'm Austin Ricketts.